Hey everybody, this is Peter with Tabletop Gaming Guild, and today we're going to be taking a look at the board game The Little Flower Shop by Dr. Finn's Games. So they recently sent us this copy here in the mail free of charge so that we could take a look at the components, read through the rules, play through the game, and give you our honest opinion on the game. And the box itself says that it is for ages 10 and older, that it can be played in a solo mode for one player all the way up to 4 players, and that the game plays in somewhere around 20 to 30 minutes. So it's a quick game. It's a set collecting, drafting card game. And again, the whole idea here is that it's going to be in a flower shop. The idea is that you're creating the most beautiful flower shop window display. That's what everybody is going to be trying to do. And of course, the person with the most points at the end of the game is going to win. So let's go ahead and take the box down to the table. We'll open it up. We'll take a look at the components inside. We'll talk a little bit about how the game is played. And then we'll come back up and I'll give you my final thoughts on The Little Flower Shop. All right, everybody. So we're down to the table with our components for The Little Flower Shop. We have an 8-page rule book, very well laid out, very easy to understand. It even has information on all of the different variants that you could be playing. You could be playing solo mode, 2-player mode, 3-player mode, or all the way up to 4 players. Give you all of that information in there. We have a shop card distribution reference sheet here showing you all of the different kinds of cards that are in the deck, as well as how many there are. You flip it over on the back, and there is a frequently asked questions reference guide. So I'd recommend keeping this at the table for all of the players to reference as needed. There are also our 4 player boards, which fold out, showing you everything that you need here for your window, as well as along the border of the board shows you the color for that player. You've got blue, yellow, red, and green. As well, you have over here your vase starter cards. There's 3 for each player, and they are the exact same except they have different colors. So you're going to hand that to the player with their corresponding color player board. There's also the register cards, which you will keep out in front of you. There's your money cards that you will be earning throughout the game, as well as the shop cards that you will be utilizing for the drafting and set collecting portion of the game as well. And that is all of the components that you will be needing and that are in your box for the Little Flower Shop. Now let's go ahead and talk a little bit about how the game is played. So we have here the setup for one of the player boards, and this is set up to start the game. We have our 3 starting vases. Everybody has, again, the color corresponding to their board, and each person will start with the 3 vases, and they're all exactly the same. You're going to have one here that is asking for a specific type of flower arrangement to complete it. You're going to need a card that looks just like this. If you happen to get it, you're going to place it behind the card, and that will complete the vase. Each one of these vases have petals at the bottom, and that is the flower power. That is how many victory points you will be earning if you finish this vase by the end of the game. Again, there are 4 petals at the bottom, which means completing this vase would give you 4 points at the end of the game. Everybody also then will have 2 of these vases with white flowers inside, and those are wild cards. You just need to be able to have a card that has 2 flowers on it for this card, or 1 flower on it for this card. This one we can see here is worth 2 because the 2 petals at the bottom, and this one here is worth 1 for the 1 petal at the bottom of that card. Again, everybody's going to start with all of those same vases, just in their color. You also then have the player areas here around the board. This is your keep area. As you play the game, everybody will be drafting cards, 1 card per turn, and when they do, they're going to put it here in their keep area, and then they'll hold it there until everybody has chosen a card to keep, and then everybody will simultaneously flip that card over and play it on their board. We also have over here our storage area, this symbol here stating the fact that we can only have a max of 4 cards in our storage area at a time. We also then have, if we're playing with 3 to 4 players, we're going to be passing the cards around in different directions for the different rounds. This area tells us that we're going to be passing on the first and third round to the left, and in the second round, we'll be passing to the right. And then we have over here our trash area with our trash can. Every card that ends up in this area at the end of the game is going to count as a negative point towards your final score. Everybody also has their cash register. If you earn money throughout the game, you will store your money face up in this cash register area so that everybody can see how much money you have. You'll be utilizing that money to purchase baskets for your hanging flowers as well. And at the end of the game, cash here will count as points as well. It's every $5 will count as a point at the end of the game. Now, like I said, for a round, everybody is going to draw 7 cards. And then they are going to flip their cards over. And on a turn, you will look at the cards that you have in your hand. You will choose one card to keep, keeping it in your keep area. You will then place the other cards up here in the course for the corresponding round, and then everybody will simultaneously flip over the cards they have chosen to keep. And there's going to be a bunch of different types of cards in the game as well, and some of those cards are, you can have a shop order card, and this is a card that allows you to turn in cards that maybe you have here in your storage area or in your shop for money. So it shows you here you have an empty vase. You can turn that in for $2. That would then, the card would just get discarded. It wouldn't go to your trash area. It would get discarded. Then you could sell 3 flowers for $5, 2 flowers for $4, or 1 flower for $3. And again, this is a way for you to earn some money to help you towards purchasing the hanging baskets that are going to be needed to complete your shop window as well. You're also going to run into cards that look like this, where you just have a set of flowers. It could be a single flower, double flowers, up to 3 flowers. This one we can see is the card we would need to complete this vase. So if we were to get this card and choose to draft it and keep it in our area, and then everybody plays their card, you could then immediately slide the card right in there behind the vase, completing this vase, earning yourself 4 points for the end of the game. Other cards you'll run into are other empty vases. All of the vases that are here in the shop card deck are going to be this purple color, and on the vase itself, it will show you the type of flowers you need to draft in and put behind it in order to complete that vase. The other thing that you will be getting here are the hanging basket. The hanging baskets, when they're completed, go up here into these 3 empty slots on your board. If you can get 3 of them, you have completed all of the hanging baskets you can get. This hanging basket here says that it is $3 to buy, and at the end of the game, worth 3 flower power points. So you'll be getting those up here to complete your shop as well. You can also earn some money just by keeping the money here. So if you were to draft money, this would still also go up into your cash register. Or if you were to sell items, then you would pull money from the bank, put those behind your cash register, and help you to purchase the baskets that you need in the game. If you were to have a full window, totally complete, you would end up with 8 flower vases, 3 on the bottom left, 3 on the bottom right, and 2 on your hanging shelves. And then you would also have 3 hanging baskets up here along the top of your board. So that's 8 vases, 3 baskets, everything having a flower tucked behind it. That is a very difficult thing to do, but it is definitely the goal that you are trying to reach in your game. Now, at the end of the game, after 3 rounds of drawing 7 cards and drafting down to 0, then you're going to add up your points. Again, everything with your vases, it's the petals at the bottom of the vase, if you have completed that by tucking the correct card behind it, or the flower power for your petals up here on your hanging baskets. You're going to add all those together. If you end up having an empty vase on your board that you were unable to complete, those cards are going to go over into your trash to join all of those cards, and any cards that you might have left in your storage would also go over into the trash. You'll count those up, subtract those from your flower power points that you've earned, and that's going to give you your final score. Everybody's going to be doing that exactly the same, and the person with the most flower power wins. And that's everything you need to know how to play the Little Flower Shop. Let's go ahead and come back up from the table, and I'm going to give you my final thoughts on the Little Flower Shop. All right, everybody. So we're back up from the table. We've just taken a look at the Little Flower Shop, and I'm going to tell you, I like this game a lot. I like card drafting and set collecting. This fits both of those. And I enjoy games that I can play solo, but aren't going to be super long. So this is a nice solo short game. There's a bunch of other solo games out there. Some of them can be a little bit on the longer end, and I personally don't love sitting down and playing a game all by myself for that long. Even though I might love the game, a solo version of it just isn't quite the same as playing it with other people. But this game, I really enjoy the solo mode quite a bit. And again, part of that is the fact that it can be played in a relatively short period of time. I love, though, that I can play with 2, 3, all the way up to 4 players. Not a ton of player interaction, but that's okay. This is fitting into that area of like a casual game. And so each person is focusing on their own window shop, trying to make it beautiful. And there may be a little bit of interaction where if I see that I've got a card that I know you want and I'm going to be passing it to you, I might discard it. But that's about all the player interaction that there is with this game. I think the art is beautiful. They did a really nice job making this look great to really sell that theme. Again, if the art wasn't quite as nice, it would take me out of the game a little bit. So they did a great job with the art. The mechanics and everything do a great job of even selling the theme here. I like the being able to fulfill an order and balancing all of that with the game. So everything about the Little Flower Shop, I'm a big fan of. I think they did a great job, and we appreciate Dr. Finn's Games sending the game our way so that we could learn about it and that we could tell you about it as well. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and give it a like and subscribe, and you could even head on over to our website, tabletopgamingguild.com, learn a little bit more about us as reviewers and what our organization is trying to do to help games grow in our area. And until we talk again, everybody, keep on playing games.